Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today. Welcome back. So I hope that you all had a Merry Christmas. My name is Danielle DeVita. If this is your first time listening to my content, if you have listened and you like what you hear, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I do have a podcast that you can listen to on Anchor FM. That's Feminine Energy with Danielle DeVita. All right. And if this is your first time, go ahead and take a listen in. So we have a quick live that we're going to do today. I do live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. I had some issues in posting or issues with the Wi-Fi. So I recorded my live for last week, so you guys should have received that. It probably came a little bit earlier than 9:30, but hopefully that you like that. And that was about the gift of love, right? So I am going to talk a little bit today about New Year, New Me. And I understand it's not New Year's yet, but we have to get an understanding that things need to change going into the new year. And of course, I'm a huge believer of, not waiting to New Year's to have this resolution of being the best version of yourself, but wanting to be the best version of yourself each and every day, no matter what season, what year, what time of the year it is. But since we're going into the new year, let's go ahead and get rid of these old habits and start to make anew, right? And this is any type of relationship, not just romantic ones. I talk a lot about relationships and marriages on this channel, but the whole point is to build relationships as a whole. Because if you can't form positive relationships in all aspects, you're not going to be able to successfully do it in a romantic relationship, because all it is just another form of relationship. But if you can't deal with the hurt and the pain or the issues that you have going on, whether it be at work, whether it be your family, whether it be friends, just others in society, it will be harder to form relationships with, especially someone of the opposite gender, because it's hard to understand how we process things all the time. Men and women, we view things differently. We see things differently. And the best way to make sure that we're able to be ready for this new venture going on in a relationship, getting married with, or being long-term with other people, is to have relationships that we can form that are healthy outside of romantic ones. All right. And so if you today decide you want to be a new person, a better version of yourself. So I'm not saying, people should change you and you should change who you are as a person, but I'm saying you should change, the habits that's making you, bringing you down, making you the worst version of yourself. You want to be the best version of who you already are. Just bring out all of your good qualities. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So the first thing you should do is acknowledge that you have some things that you need to work through. Acknowledge that you're not perfect, that you're flawed. I'm flawed. I'm not perfect. And the best way for me to get on that journey of being a new me, the best version of myself is to acknowledge that I'm not perfect. I don't do things right all the time. And X, Y, and Z are things I could work on. A, B, and C may be my strengths. So if I understand that, now I can say, okay, this is where I need to strive. A lot of times we think we're already there, and we're not. Are you not just a lot of times, especially women, as women, we know, especially in today's society, we think that we've arrived when we are financially there, when we are doing great on the job. But a lot of women are doing great at work and their home life is in disarray. And there's a lot of people who home life is great and work life isn't. Some people who are doing great at home, great at work, but they can't form relationships outside of just familial ones, right? So you have to understand that you want to make sure that you acknowledge all of the flaws that you have. You don't have to tell the world, but realize that you're not perfect. Acknowledge it. And then the next step would be to get to healing. So if you're angry with someone, if you are, hurt by something someone's done to you, or you hurt someone else, let it go, heal, let's deal with it. So if you're going to acknowledge it, it's not enough to just say, oh, I know I have flaws, and then don't seek the help that you need to get the healing that you need, that you're still holding on to resentment, to anger, to pain, to hurt, to trauma. So get that healing that you need. All right. And then number three, the next thing you want to do is say, all right, now that I've acknowledged it, now that I've gotten healing that I need, act on it, do something about it now. Now that I know that this is what's causing my trauma and this is my pain that I need to let go. What are you going to do about it now? Are you going to still go back walking around angry, or are you going to actually change the behavior? So you know you were hurt by someone. Are you going to just stay bitter now that you've acknowledged it? And great, you're going to therapy, but what are you doing to actively change how you respond to new situation? Are you going back, talking to this person, dealing with things? And a lot of times we hold on to this anger and we don't do anything about it. And that's also a very painful thing that's preventing us from being the best version of ourselves. I talk a lot about being this is new year, new me. And I truly believe that if you can move forward into a new year and realize these old things that I've done, this trauma, this pain, this hurt, this bitterness, if I can realize that individuals do wrong things that hurt us, that they do things to mistreat us, and that it's not always, a whole, people collectively. That sometimes it can be one individual, and they cannot or they should not be a representation of all people of that same gender, all people of that same race, all people of this same group. A lot of times we say, men do wrong, right? This man did us wrong, so all men are trash. This woman did us wrong, so all women are trash. This father did me wrong, so all fathers are trash. This mother did me wrong, so all mothers are trash. All people like this are trash. A lot of times we do that, but we have to recognize that each person is responsible for their own choices. And just like they're responsible for their wrongdoing, you're responsible for your choices as well. A lot of times we like to blame people for why we are where we are in life, when we make decisions too. We make decisions on who we'd marry, who we'd have children with, who we do bad deeds with, who we decided to, do this particular situation with. And then now we are either reaping the benefits or we're, suffering from the consequences. We made choices. And the choice today is to work on being a better version of yourself, finding all your strengths, all your great qualities, things that make you you, but not the worst version of yourself, not the things that make you ruthless, bitter, angry, right? Those things that make you depressed, oppressed. But we want the world to see the best version of you. And you can start that today. Changing how you respond to things, changing your behavior, your actions. Get on your journey. today. And I speak about, women get on their feminine journey, but I think men should get on their masculine journey. A lot of times we hear about the nice guys and they're not, they're being passive and they're not speaking with authority. Well, as women, we can be assertive too. And don't confuse that with being aggressive. A lot of times we think we have to be aggressive as women to get our point across, to show that we are boss or we're this, we're that. But I truly think that you can still be confident. You can still be someone who knows what you want. You're decisive and and still polite and still not a pushover. And that's called being assertive. That's called being decisive, not aggressive. And I know sometimes people use those words interchangeably, but they are completely different words. And sometimes people don't realize the words they're using. But the goal is for you to have self-love this year, going into 2023. Love yourself, respect yourself, understand that you are worthy of love. Understand that you are, you're worthy to be, respected. But there's things you have to do in order for people to see you that way. You can't say you deserve love and that you deserve respect and you're not giving that back to anyone else. You're withholding your love. You're withholding, you're not showing respect. You're withholding respecting others. But you want that done for you. I know a lot of times we hear people say, well, you have to earn this. Just do it to others and that will come back tenfold. If you're not religious, if you don't believe in faith, this is the law of the universe. What you put out in the world, you will get back. You put out love, you'll get it back. Maybe not from the people that you exactly want it from, but you'll get it. You may not get respect from the people you want it from, but there will be people that respect your leadership, respect your time, value you, and love you. You just have to seek out those people. And generally, when you are, are showing this light that you have, this light that others have will be attracted to you. Now, don't get me wrong. There's other people who are in the darkness and they want to be under your light, so they will come your way. But your light should expose them as well. Your light shining, you should be able to see when people are being deceitful. And then that will come with time. That will come with discernment. But the goal is to be the best version of yourself. And that's what I want for both men and women, no matter what age. I think it's high time that our resolutions start today. We don't have to wait 2 days from now. We can start right now. How am I going to do better in my responses, do better in how I speak, do better in how I'm peaceful, being peaceful in my own home, having peaceful relationships, all types of relationships, even as a co-worker, as a boss, as a leader, as a mentor, whatever it is that you do. A lot of times we hold on to it because that helps us get through. We think that being mad at someone can help us to, get through the pain. But it won't. It only hurts you because while they're going on about their life, you're still angry, you're still mad. And believe me, it's hard trying to stay mad at someone. It really is. You have to put on this front to stay mad at someone just so you can get through, because you feel like if you're not mad anymore, you become soft. But you can still, not hold on to this resentment, anger, and then not be a pushover, not be passive. So again, I urge you, this is a new year. Go ahead and be a new you. I truly think that as the new year comes, I'm going to try to revamp my channel so you'll be able to see that we shouldn't be talking about the basics of these things anymore. We shouldn't be talking about how to just be a peaceful person and how not to be passive aggressive and how to change your behavior in relationships. We should be moving on to bigger and better things. So I will be talking about some of these same things in vetting, but we're going to be moving on to a higher level, because a lot of these things are the basics to even get in a relationship, the things and the qualities that you need to be in a positive and healthy and successive and cohesive relationship. However, we're going to move on to those who are probably already in a relationship. They're probably a little bit on a higher, a more mature level. Maybe this person is more intelligent emotionally. So we are going to move on and talk about what to do from here. because some of these things are baby steps. Some of these things are baby steps on how to be polite and respectful, how to have self-respect. So we want to move on to something that's a little bit more for those who are emotionally mature and intelligent, and how to go from there. And these are things that I've used in my relationship, in my marriage. I still use to this day on how we can respond in situations once you're now in a long-term relationship, how to keep this going. Because I'm not trying to tell you guys to fake it till you make it, because I don't believe in that term. Because the whole idea of faking it till you make it is you're not really being authentic. You're not being genuine. You're just saying the right things, doing the right moves until you think one day it's going to become habit. But if it's not in your heart, it won't last. It's like keep being nice to someone that you do not like and then hope that one day you eventually like them. That's not how it works. To actually, be nice to this person that you don't like is to change your whole heart and your mindset altogether. Maybe try to forming a relationship with this person, venting, getting the healing that you need. And the goal here is to do that. We're going to revamp our mindset. And if you don't feel that the person that you're in a relationship with, that you can do that all you can do is fake it till you make it, this is not the person for you. You want to be with someone where you genuinely want to change and be better, not just for them, not just for the relationship, but for you. So you can be a better version of yourself, a better person, a better mother, a better wife, a better husband, a better boyfriend, a better friend, a better coworker, brother, sister, whoever you are. Everything I say here, I say this as if I'm talking to my own sons and daughter. I want them to be a better version of themselves, better students, children, brother and sister. And I want this for you. And you say, why do you care about us, Danielle? Well, I care about you because you are the very fabric of this society. How is this possible, right? If you have two people, man and woman, grow up and be happy, healthy, whole, and they're healed. And then they get together and they form positive relationships because they're both whole and healthy people. And then they create a child who also now grows up in a secure environment where they are happy and healthy and whole. They in turn meet someone else and they can identify another healthy person, whole, happy, and they form this cohesive relationship, and we create beautiful families. Not just a family dynamic just for show, but an actual beautiful family. This is how we create society. This is how we create this love that everyone says they want. But if everyone is growing up mad and bitter, and they're not growing up in this environment that is mentally stimulating them, emotionally, financially, we have people who are neglected. We have people not just financially neglected, but they're neglected from love, a secure environment. And then they grow up, they're bitter and upset. They get with someone else who also has these certain types of abandonment issues. Then they create children, and now it just becomes a cycle. This is what we call generational curses. And I want generational blessings. I want my children to grow up, and they find someone, just like, my sons find someone who is, just like my mindset. I want my daughter to have the same mindset as her father. This is what we want for our children. And hopefully this is what you want for yourself, for your children, for your friend or cousin or sister, brother, whoever it is that you're watching. New year, new me. We talk about this all the time. New year, new me. But I really want this year there be a new you. All right. So if you are listening on the playback, go ahead and still put your comment in. Tell me what you think. If there's content that you want to talk about, we can definitely do that. And again, there's a number on the screen if you do want to provide your input, 813-816-1813. You can call that number on your screen. If you decide you want to join in on this conversation on camera, you can do that live by clicking on that StreamYard link. There's a link in here that you should be able to click on, if it's not showing, I'll repost it. And so before we go, I'll give you the opportunity. If you want to get on, you can do that. So I do appreciate you listening to my content. I truly do. If you do want to know more about my content, what I talk about, little blogs that I've done, you can go to mrsdanielledevita.com. So it's a website I have that talks a little bit more about my thoughts. You'll be able to see, hear things from my podcast on there. I love to make sure that people can have content that they can go back, listen to, view, watch. I'll eventually have some courses that I want to do for people to grow. This is why I do what I do. A lot of people would ask me advice about a few things with relationships and what should I do here? What should I do here? Well, here you have free content. I have about 250 videos on YouTube alone, right? I have little shorts that you can watch if you don't like listening to content that's long enough. Sometimes it's hard to put a lot of things in, 40 seconds or 30 seconds. You do this and people say, well, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? Because people don't have the attention span past a minute, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So, it's hard to put all of this knowledge into one video. But if you listen to the totality of my videos, then you'll get an understanding of my thought process. So I truly want what's best for everyone. Why? Because when I see my children, when they go to sleep at night, when they hit the pillow, all children don't get that opportunity. They don't have a mother and father at home. They don't have someone who cares for them, someone who's making sure that they are emotionally secure, because a lot of children that grow up, they may have been financially taken care of. They may have had their parents around. And they can tell you to this day that they have a lot of trauma, a lot of issues going on with their parents. And I don't want that. I don't want that for you. Not if something that you can change, not if you can change how you handle relationships, even if you're just co-parenting, even if you're not with that person. Let's start today to be the best version of ourselves, not just for that other person, not even just for us, but if you have children, for your children, do it for them. But all in all, you want to do it so you can better yourself. And I'm always still on that journey. That journey has not ended for me to be the best version of myself. So without further ado, have a happy new year. All right. So I appreciate you guys listening to this content. You all take care. All right. Thank you all. Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the when to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter if you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making. Now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. Femininity Perk 101. So a lot of times women say that you can't afford me. And if you want to be a feminine woman, realize that you are not an escort. And committed relationships ought not to be transactional. As you rest in your femininity and learn your worth, you will realize that the men you are with should see you as invaluable and priceless like no other. And yes, you can have shopping sprees, 5-star dinners, and trips. But those things won't make you different and won't set you apart. Things that are priceless and invaluable, money can't buy. Money can't buy peace in a relationship. Money can't buy your love. Money can't buy your joy, your joyful spirit. It cannot buy your gentleness, kindness, your self-control is in controlling your emotions and how your responses to things, your personality, your attitude or mindset as a whole. If you notice, these are also fruit of the spirit from the Bible, right? If you're looking to be a Proverbs 31 woman, you definitely want to make sure you have these. So if you're having talking points of you can't afford me, realize that these are talking points of a basic chick or a modern woman. You want to be different. So get on your feminine journey. today. You can also visit mrsdanielledevita.com or visit me on other social media platforms.